Today we are doing lesson 11.5, angles in two-dimensional shapes. The essential question is, how do you find and count angles in two-dimensional shapes? Listen and draw. Use a ruler, draw two different triangles, then draw two different rectangles. We're going to do our triangles in the green box. There are lots of different ways you can do your triangles in different sizes. I'm just going to show you two today. For me, it's easy to start right on the dots and go down in a straight line. Remember, you want your pencil line to try to be in the middle of the dot. That helps you guide and make straight lines. Then I'm just going to close that triangle up. And for this one, I'm going to start at a point. You can do this however you want. You just need to be sure that because they are triangles, they have three sides. So there are my two triangles, and then I'm going to do two rectangles down here in the purple box. And again, I want to try to do a straight line. Make my lines go through the middle of my dots. Here's my first rectangle. I'm going to do my second one. You need to put pressure on your ruler so it doesn't move when you're pressing against it to draw your lines. So in my math talk down here, it says describe a triangle and a rectangle, tell about their sides and vertices. Well, I mentioned before that I know a triangle has three sides, both of those. They also have three vertices. Remember, a vertex is where they come together to make a point. A rectangle has four sides, and it also has four vertices. We're going to turn our paper over to page 730. Model and draw. When two sides of a shape meet, they form an angle. And they're showing you this angle with that little curved line. The angle is here. This shape has three angles, and you can see that because they've circled them. They've circled 3 points, 3 angles. Share and show, it says to circle the angles in each shape and write how many. So I'm going to draw a circle around the points on each of these shapes. And I can see that I circled 5 angles. Number 2, I've circled 6 angles. Number 3, I have circled 4 angles. And number 4, I have circled 5 angles. Go to your next page, which is page 731, on your own. So you are going to complete this on your own. I'm just going to explain it to you. Circle the angles in each shape, write how many. That's exactly what we just did. So you'll do that for these 4 shapes. Number 9 says draw more sides to make the shape. How many angles? So A pentagon is what they want you to make. Right now you just have 2 lines. That's not a shape. A shape needs to be closed in. So we know that a pentagon has 5 sides. So you need to draw more sides and then tell how many angles there are. And a quadrilateral has 4 sides. And there's only 1 side here. So you need to go ahead and add more sides to make a quadrilateral, and then you'll tell how many angles there are. Turn your paper over. And number 10 says, draw 2 shapes that have 7 angles in all. So I'm going to give you a little help here. You have to have 2 shapes. That means they have to be closed in. You can't have an open side. And we know that there are no shapes that are 1 side, and there are no shapes that have 2 sides. So what 2 numbers can you add together to get to 7? Because you need to have 7 angles in all. So you could do a triangle. How many angles would that have? That would have 3. Could you do another triangle? Because that would be 3 plus 3. Will that equal 7? No. What do you need to add to 3 to get to 7? You need a shape that has 4 angles. That would be a quadrilateral. Now you're going to have to do the same kind of thinking here on number 11. It says Ben drew 3 two-dimensional shapes that had 11 angles in all. Draw shapes Ben could have drawn. You should use your ruler to help you with this. And he drew 3 shapes. So you need to be able to add 3 of them together. And you're going to have 11 angles in all. So figure out what shapes you could do that would have 11 angles in all. And on the very bottom it says fill in the bubble next to all the shapes that have 5 angles. So it said shapes, so we know that there's more than one that has 5 angles. Just 5, not more than 5, just 5. And when you have completed that, your assignment will be done.